Sporting Events Reservation and Ticketing App. This is our CS180 group project. I'm Jeffrey. And these are my group members, Tim and Jackson. First, why us? So, why do we need an event manager? Well, the answer is simple. When you're navigating ticketing systems, it could be pretty confusing on where you're sitting, how much a ticket is, and what you have in your cart. But we are a one-stop solution for all of that. Our software allows you to view seats, view the price, check out, all in one place. We use Java. Our software manages simple reservation and ticketing system for sporting events for sporting events. The user can interact through an intuitive client-side GUI, and it's thread safe. Some key features we have include both admin features and guest features. Regular guests who are just trying to buy tickets can create accounts, log in, choose which event they want to view, make or cancel their reservation, and check out to buy their tickets. Users can only schedule out up to 7 days ahead. Now, if you log in as an admin, you can add events, and you can go in to set seating arrangements. After going in, you can select specific events to change the prices of certain seats individually. You can also lock and unlock specific seating sections of an event. So, all in all, what this looks like is we have our server set up, and it communicates with the client-side code through sockets. Then our client handler communicates with the database to grab events, seats, users, tickets, and reservations. We load and save data. We load and save our data in a database in a hard disk, and we load and save our data in a database for data persistence.
So for our systems flow, the first step would be when the guest interacts with our graphical user interface, and then the GUI will send comments, and then the comments is going to be sent to the server side, and the server side will work with a client handler that reads and validates those commands, and then the server will actually perform these operations, including updating the events, seats, user reservation, or ticket classes, and then it will reflect with either a success or an error, and then the GUI will refreshes, reflecting those changes. Our project is divided into 3 phases. For the first phase, we work mainly with creating interfaces for our objects and then creating those classes for our objects. Some of our objects include the ticket class, user class, or event class, etc. And we also create a database, which includes all those objects with a database manager. The database manager will load and save the database in a file for data persistence, and we also created test cases that test the database behavior. For our phase 2, we work with Network I/O. We created the client class that establishes connection throughout the socket, and then this class sends the user request to the server. And we also have the server class and the client handler class that manages the connection and reads and handles users' commands. And these 2 classes implement runnable. Also, we update our test cases and update our database to reflect those changes. Our final phase is implementing our GUI. And we also update our previous phases code so that our program works the best. We test our app with JUnit tests that mainly test our database and our core object classes. And for our GUI, we manually tested them.
And now we're going to go into a project demo.
Hello and welcome to the sports event ticketing system demo. So when you first open this program, you're going to be met with this login screen where you're going to be prompted to either log in with a previous login or create an account. So I think what we're going to do now is create a new account for a user. So we're just going to open this screen, and then we're going to be met with all of these new entering things. So what it's going to check for here is it's going to check that you not only have a unique username, and it's also going to check that your email is also unique, and you're going to be able to check if you're an admin or not. I've already made an admin account, so we don't need to check that right now. But let's just make a new user. We're going to enter a username, new user. We're going to enter a password, whatever. Enter a name, and then then we're going to enter new email. Let's enter new user at gmail.com. And then they're not an admin, so we're not going to check that box. Hit register, and then now we should be able to log in with that new username and password. If we log in, we're going to be here. So you'll see the list of all of the available events that have already been made by administrators. We'll get into how to make a new event and how to edit stuff later. But first, let's just start off with, we'll go to this event, which is kind of like a good display of what it would look like. Typically, with how events are already probably going to have tickets sold. So in this state, all of the red squares showcase seats that aren't open, and the green ones showcase ones that are. So every red seat, when you click on it, it does nothing. But when you click on a green seat, you're able to add it to the list here, and you can see it at the bottom, reserve selected seats. So let's say if I wanted to get these 3 seats right here, I can hit reserve selected seats. It's going to tell me the total price of those 3 seats. Then I can hit yes, reserve those seats. And I go back, and then to find where those seats are, how to purchase them, then I'll go to my account. And then there I can either cancel my reservation, which is going to, I'll just do that right now just to show you. If I cancel it, then it's going to take that reservation away. And if I go back to the screen, it's going to be no longer there. So I'll just reselect them now to show you what it looks like when you pay it. You'll go here, you'll go to account, you'll hit pay for reservation, and then it's going to change the status to unpaid, from unpaid to paid, sorry. And then it's going to give you new tickets for each individual seat, kind of similar to how you get tickets for any event by seat. Okay, so then let's get into how to make a new event. So if you log out, I'm going to use my admin username and password. The admin will have different privileges than the user will. So the first thing that you can do that you'll notice is there's an add event button at the top right. Here you can add any event, here you can add any event. So that'll be like you can add a new name, you can add the start time, you can basically customize everything about it. So let's just name this demo event. Let's make the start time within, let's make it on the 25th, Christmas. Okay. And then time that starts, let's make that 10 o'clock. Copy and paste that to down here. Let's say it ends 2 hours later. Okay. And for number of seats and rows, just to show you that it can change, we'll do 8. And then price per ticket, we'll do like 100, let's say, because it's an expensive event. Okay. Then once we hit create event, we're going to be able to create it. And then we'll see it here. It's going to have the price of every seat, demo event, the start time. So you'll be able to click on it. And then as an admin here, you're also going to be able to deviate a little from the base price if you so choose to increase the price of a certain row. So if you click on, let's say 1-5 here, and then you go to, let's say it's really nice front seats, or if it's a really nice section, we can change that to 150 instead. Once that price is updated and then you click on it again, you'll be able to click and it'll see the current price for the new row. If you were to go back and purchase them on a user, then you'd have the new price for that row specifically too on the tickets. Okay, well, that's our demo. Now back to the presentation.
So you might be wondering, what are our takeaways from this project? It's going to be teamwork and communication and hands-on experiences. For teamwork and communication, obviously we all had to work together through developing our different parts of the code, communicating with one another on what parts we were going to do, designating work. I think we all took on the brunt, especially because we started with 4 people. We had to be really flexible because one of them dropped out. So we kind of all had to step up and start communicating with each other like on a level that we hadn't before. So we got a lot of communication skills from that. And also, we learned a lot of hands-on experiences by doing new Java things that we hadn't done before. So obviously, we did a lot of programming, solved a lot of new problems in Java that we hadn't had to deal with before, such as server concurrency and then persisting within that. Network I/O, we gained a lot of skills from doing that by having to actively do it in a setting. This is the first time we've ever done it on a big scale. And then definitely figuring out this GUI, because we put a lot of effort into it. So we got a lot of new experience with it, just trying to make it look as good as possible. And I think we did a pretty good job.
In the future, if we had more time and a wider variety of tools available to us, we would first get a better looking GUI framework. We'd add an admin dashboard, new features such as actual payment processing, and more maintenance and improving backend code. Beyond the scope of the class, we would do these things with Java, and we could also integrate tools such as a Stripe API for payment processing, or maybe React or TypeScript or Framer for a better looking front end and a more intuitive user experience. Next, onto some frequently asked questions.
So probably you're having a lot of concerns about our program. So I want to address one of the questions, which is how does the system prevent data corruption? So as you know, a lot of our classes implement serializable, and throughout our serialization, we save data using a try with resources block that guarantees the output stream to be closed even on failure. So with this, only one save is allowed at a time due to synchronization, and this prevents conflicting files, right? So with this method, we ensure that our data is persistent and there would be no such data corruption throughout the program.
The next question is, what happens if 2 clients try to reserve the same seat? So this is a pretty common scenario in our software and everyday life in general, so we make sure to account for this. Our server handles concurrency using synchronized methods or locks. This prevents any unintentional race conditions and ensures that only one reservation request succeeds while the other will get a failure response.
The final question that you might be wondering is, how are the seat maps updated for the clients? Well, they're pushed from the server based on the client's interactions. Depending on which seats they have picked, which ones are already reserved, and which ones are not able to be purchased, the seat map will update based on the data that the database has stored for the seat data.
Thank you.